Today I will teach you how to fix the PS3's yellow light of death problem. Here is an example of the yellow light of death. Some of the materials needed are a heat gun, a T10 driver, a Phillips screwdriver, a mini Phillips and flathead screwdriver, a tube of thermal compound, a bottle of isopropyl alcohol, and some paper towels. First, you'll need to remove the warranty sticker and the rubber stopper. Then you take your T10 driver and remove the screw. Then all you have to do is slide the lid off. From here there are 9 screws. Notice the S in the top right corner. That screw is shorter than all the other screws. Using the Phillips screwdriver, remove all of the screws. They are easy to locate because they all have arrows pointing to them. Some of the screws are hard to remove, so use a small screwdriver to lift them out. If your PS3 has memory card readers like mine do, simply disconnect the ribbon cable. Now we remove the Blu-ray player. There are no screws. All you have to do is unplug the white cable and detach the ribbon cable from the bottom of it, then just lift it out. This is the on-off switch and the eject button. There is 4 screws and 1 small ribbon. Lift it out when you have unscrewed it. This is the wireless internet card. To remove it, there are 4 screws, a ribbon, and a small antenna that pops off. Then just lift it out. This is the power supply. There are 5 screws here. After they are removed, unplug the 2 white cables. One is in the front and one is in the back. Notice that one screw is grounded. Remember the location of that screw, then lift it out. This is the grounded screw. Remember the location of the long screw labeled L and the small screw labeled S. Now we are removing the bottom part of the case from the board. There are 7 screws. Now we are removing the hard drive. It is very simple. Use a flathead to open the lid. Use a mini screwdriver to remove the blue screw. If you use a regular screwdriver, you will strip it. Then you slide it forward and pull it out. Remove the ribbon cable, then lift the metal part out of the case. There is another plastic piece that comes with it. To remove it, lift the little clips and lift it off. Now we remove these metal pieces. They are curved up so when they are screwed in, they apply pressure to the heat sinks and the processors. I remove each screw a little at a time so equal pressure is always applied. Flip the board over, holding the fan on, and unplug the cable, then lift it off. Unscrew the last screw, then flip the board over and unplug the battery. Now we are going to remove the metal cover from the board. Be sure you do not have a static charge before you proceed. Lift the cover and be careful not to damage the ribbon cables. Then remove the underside the same way. You can use a flathead to get it free, but be careful not to damage the board. Now we have to clean the old thermal compound off the processors. Wet a paper towel with isopropyl and gently rub the paste off. You can also use cotton balls or Q-tips. Then do the same thing to the heat sinks on the fan. When you are cleaning the processors, try not to bump anything on the board. The cleaner the processor and heatsink, the better it will perform. These are all the areas that need to be heated, so make sure you know them before you start. Be sure to also have a good workspace for this. Remove the two heat stickers and get the board level. Preheat your heat gun to 350 degrees Celsius. Then make slow circles about a half an inch off the board. Do this for 15 seconds for each spot. Wait 15 minutes, then do the other side the same way. You have to let the board cool for that 15 minutes before you start again. If you bump anything on the board while it's still hot, you can move them, and if you move them and start it up, it'll completely fry your board. Reapply the thermal compound. If you don't, you'll have the same problem over and over again. Apply a bead across one side of the processor and use the provided card to spread it out. You want a thin and even coating. Adding too much or too little will cause more problems. Finally, put it back together the same way as you took it apart, but backwards. Don't forget to reattach the ribbon cables, the battery, and don't forget any screws.